Hey, I'm Renee, founder of the Artist IDK, an art and wellness platform crashing into the scene. You're about to hear a conversation between two creatives doing their best to maintain their well being. I present to you the Artist IDK Speaks. Coming off the heels of her first solo art show, our guest today is a New York City native, self-taught multidisciplinary artist. She has participated in over 80 art shows, including a residency at JCal. She continues to share her wisdom via teaching and uplifting her community. Her spiritual assignment is understood as she blends the worlds between the seen and the unseen. You can find her facilitating creative events, working on her latest tracks, or all over your timeline. But she also loves enjoying her alone time in nature and learning new skills. I'm deeply grateful to consider this person not only a collaborator, but my friend. Welcome, Amari.
Hi.
Mari Mocha.
Hi, Nay.
Hi.
How are you? Oh my God, I'm like tearing up. It's crazy.
I'm so happy to
I'm so
have
happy
you.
for you. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. This is episode 1 of the Artist IDK Speaks, which is a conversation series where creatives talk about maintaining their well-being. So we're happy to have you, especially as our first episode, because I think your relationship to art, the way that you use it as a mirror, the way that you show up for yourself via your art is a great way to set the tone for the entire series.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's just get right into it. I met Mari now a few months ago.
Yeah, I feel like we met like December or November or maybe January.
Yeah, it was the new year because I had just cut my hair.
Okay, so it was like maybe February.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So we met a few months ago.
Yeah.
But it's been a really nice, eventful few months.
Yeah, it's been very, very nice.
We were meeting because we were coordinating content for our collective called How You Feel series, which is a performance arts series.
Shout out Shay.
Shout out Shay,
Shout out Shay.
the founder. Shout out Better Than Yesterday,
Yes.
the parent org.
Yes.
But yeah, so one thing that I noticed immediately when I met Mari was obviously she's ethereal, right? You guys can see. But her conversation was like immediately real as opposed to like a lot of fluff.
Yeah.
The thing that sticks with me the most, you asked me like how old I was. I was telling you I was 24 and you're immediately like, yeah, this year a lot is about to happen.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait,
yes.
what is gonna happen?
A lot of good stuff.
And I feel like every time we get together, if we're able to have one-on-one conversations, I always take something away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you want to speak to anything, let the people know a little bit about you.
Yes, so when we first met, the conversation, well, we had a lot of conversations that day, but the one conversation that really stuck out to me the most was just our conversation around consistency and how, like, you know, you don't have to be 110 every single day. And I feel like that has just been, like, such a catalyst for this whole year that I've been having, because it's like, I started a new like workout journey, like health journey, like wellness. Like I restarted a lot of like what I thought I was doing. Well, I was doing it right in the moment, but I feel like just restarting and doing things new.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay consistent, but then I just kept reminding myself like consistency is sometimes 20%, is sometimes 50%.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out you for that conversation.
Thank you.
I love that.
I appreciate
and that day was so silly. It was snowing that day, like
so much has happened since then. We launched How You Feel.
yes.
You had your first solo art exhibition.
Yes.
You put out new music.
Yes.
Like, this is a lot. Like,
Yeah.
It's only been, what, 1/4 of the year? We're, like, in Q3 now.
Yeah.
So
The first 4 months was crazy. It was very fast moving. I think January was... I would say January was, like, kind of chill.
Yeah.
February came around, my birthday, and, like, I was like, okay, like, this is cool. I was making a lot of new connections, and maybe, like, a week after that, before that, I was, like, chatting with one of my friends, and I was like, I kind of want to have a solo show. And she was like, yeah, I remember your first one. It was in Queens. She was like, that would be really cool. She said, I think you should do it. I said, I think I should. And then I got a phone call saying, hey, I saw your art and we want to have you in our gallery.
Wow. Okay.
For Women's History Month in March. And my birthday is February 23rd.
I told y'all she's ethereal. She said, I want to have an
Alchemy.
art show.
Yes.
And literally got the phone call.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the perfect introduction to today's topic, where we're talking about when ideas bloom.
Yeah.
Being a creative person, especially a multifaceted creative person, it's like, I don't know if you agree, but you have new ideas every business day.
Yes. Yes.
And it's like, sometimes, which ones am I actually going to be able to flush out?
Yeah.
How did you make sure that your art show was one that you were going to be able to see through?
Honestly, I almost didn't do it because it was, the universe is so silly. I said I wanted it. I said I want this, and then a week later I got the phone call, and I was like, okay, I have more than enough art. I was more concerned about like promotion in the space. Like I wasn't like super privy to Live Gallery. I am now.
Shout out Live Gallery.
Shout out Live Gallery. We love Live Gallery. I almost didn't do it, just like nervousness. And I just was saying to myself, this is an opportunity to showcase yourself. Why wouldn't you want to do it?
Yeah.
Like, it's time to show everybody what you've been working on. I had work in there from 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, like almost 10 years worth of work in there. And I also had a dream. And it was so crazy because I do like dream journals sometimes. Mm-hmm. And in this particular dream, like it was just centered around showing myself and like being seen. And I was like, damn, I gotta do this show.
Yeah. It was like,
I gotta do this show.
I know exactly what that means.
I said I know exactly what this means.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice to have a dream that literally feels applicable, because sometimes they're just like hard to interpret.
Yeah, there's a horse, then there's like a rainbow, then there's like water, like, but it was very, very, very clear. Yeah. So I said, okay, fine. I'm
so glad, and we're collectively so glad that you did that, because when I walked into that freaking room, first of all, I didn't even know, this was my first time being in the gallery. When I walked into the room and I saw all of your art, it didn't even dawn on me that I would be seeing fine art and fashion and like hearing your music in the background. Like I didn't realize that I was gonna have such a like immersive Mocha experience. Yeah. Now I will never make that mistake to not know. I was in awe. I was like, wow, this is really beautiful. Like, and you deserve all the claps and all the flowers and everything for that day, because it was just such a focused, this is Mocha, and not even like permanently, but just like, this is me and this is what I have right now. Yeah. And it's only going crazier.
See, and that's not even everything that I had.
That part.
Let's clock that.
So I give it up. Like, we're so happy you did that.
Thank you.
Happy you had that dream. Happy you had friends that told you should continue to do that. Yeah. I guess, like, how important is having people around you to say, yeah, you should go and flush that creative idea out to you? Or is it like, even if nobody told you, you'd still do it?
I feel like having friends and a support system is extremely important, because oftentimes I forget like how talented I really am. Because it's like, I make a lot. Like, I'm literally a producer. Like, I produce so many things. So it's just like, once it's done, like, to me it's done and I'm moving on to the next thing. But like, to someone literally like witnessing it, they're like, no, like, Mari, like, this is like crazy.
Yeah.
And shout out to Yanni, because
it was Tiani?
Well, she was one of they were one of them. But when I made Divine Dreams in the Park, like to me, I was just making a song in the park.
Yeah.
But they were like, nah, like that's next level. Like I never see nothing like that. And I was like, really? I mean, that's I do amazing. This all the time. So I definitely think it's very important to have people around you to remind you like that you are that girl.
You are that girl.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
You're that girl. You're that artist. Like, you're a very creative person. Like you said, you produce. And I know we live under capitalism, and it is a desired trait from like a business or entrepreneurial perspective to be able to do a lot really quick. But like, no, like you make things with a lot of intention. Like you can create literally anything. So like speak to some of your mediums for our listeners.
Okay. Currently, right now, I acrylic paint, watercolor,
Y'all see it.
sketch. You see it. I built furniture. Fun fact, I do tables, but for the future, I'm going to start doing couches. Like, that's
Wow.
just gonna happen. I just need the space for it. Once I have the space, I already have an idea of how to do it.
Period.
And if that doesn't work out, I'll figure out how to do it, but it's gonna get done.
Period.
So I definitely want to start doing more furniture. Clothes, pants, shirts. I just learned how to sew last year. I made a bunch of pieces, which was so much fun learning. I act. I wouldn't call myself a singer. Other people would. But
Yeah. Yeah.
I produce music. I aerial dance.
That's fire.
Yes.
Every time I see that you went to one of your classes, I'm like, that seems like it takes a lot of core strength.
Yes, a lot of core, a lot of upper body strength, a lot of all of those things. And what else? I think that's about it. But for the future, I want to learn how to surf.
That's fire.
I definitely really want to get into water sports and like water art and things like that, just because I feel like there's an untapped market. I don't know. I'm going to figure it out though, because I think that there's something in the water creatively that I haven't explored yet. Maybe it's just my Pisces placements talking.
I literally, as soon as you said that, I was like, wait, they don't even know. We have like real water sign energy sitting on this couch.
Yes.
So let the people know your big three.
I'm a Pisces sun. I'm a Capricorn moon. I'm an Aquarius rising. Mercury, Mars, Pisces. Venus, Capricorn.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I am a Scorpio sun, a Pisces moon, and a Gemini rising. And we get along quite well.
Yes.
And it's interesting because, like, obviously you're a Pisces. Even if I didn't have a Pisces moon, I feel like we would relate just on the water front.
But we're also both air risings.
Air risings.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, like, they be like, Aquarius is Scorpio in a different font. Like, they say, like Aquarius and Scorpio share very similar traits. I'm a little less educated in the astrology world. So, like, certain things like the new moon or, like, new moon rituals.
It was just a full moon.
The full
It
moon.
was just a Capricorn full moon like yesterday.
Remember when I told you about my period?
Yeah.
I got it on the day, the 11th or whatever.
The 11th?
The day
Me
of
too.
the moon. We're really synced?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Stop.
Oh.
Because I'm going to cry.
No, maybe. No, I like literally hormonally, I might cry. Like, wait, hold on. Cut. Another thing that I wanted to ask you about, your self-talk, which I think in a way is like a necessary trait to have as a creative person. Like, it kind of like goes hand in hand with being creative because the whole idea is that you're making something. So a lot of times that's how you learn, just by the doing. What pushed you to teach yourself production? What pushed you to teach yourself acrylic painting? Did you ever have any sort of formal training, and have you ever wanted to?
So I can start with music first because I feel like music was like low key my first medium because I played music like throughout school. Like I played like, you know, the recorder like everybody else, and then like I went over to clarinet, and I kind of stopped it like after a while. But my dad is also a DJ.
Oh, cool.
So like
that pops.
we grew up with like the DJ equipment. Like my dad was like low key teaching us all how to DJ and how to mix and how to like, you know, teaching us about BPM and all that stuff, which was so much fun. We used to make songs all the time in our basement. But it wasn't something that I considered myself super passionate about as a kid.
Yeah.
Just because while I was doing all of that, I was also in Taekwondo, and I was also like basketball. Like basketball was my jam, and track.
Yeah.
Once I went to high school, my high school unfortunately didn't really offer much. So it was kind of just like a 4-year limbo. And when it came time for college, I remember being in trigonometry class, and every time I was in that class, I would just be drawing, like sketching and doing these things. And I would just be like, "Ugh, like I don't want to be here." Like they was talking about invisible numbers. I don't know what's going on. Like once they started talking about the numbers you can't see, I said, "Oh, like
Yeah,
I was
imaginary
like,
numbers.
yeah." I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I clocked out, and I remember like I used to sit in the back of class just drawing, and I would just be crying my eyes out because I didn't understand nothing that like the professor was saying.
Yeah.
And I ended up dropping out, and I remember the day I called my mom. She said, "Just come home. Like you don't have to go and stay there if you don't want to. Just come home. Like you're calling me crying. Like this is so silly. Like
Yeah.
just come." Came home. Maybe a week later, I was like, "Well, since I like to sketch, let me just go buy a sketchbook." So I bought a sketchbook, and I bought colored pencils, and I kind of wanted that to be my medium for a really long time, just like the colored pencil medium. But I realized I didn't necessarily love it as much. So I started doing regular charcoal, regular pencil, which was cool. Started doing clothes. It was kind of like a snowball effect. It all happened at once because during the riots in 2020, this pizzeria by my house, shout out to Michelangelo's, I was actually working at Amazon, and I would stop by the pizzeria before going to work, and I would just like, get a little slice or whatever, and then go catch my little bus to the little warehouse or whatever. And this is before I consider myself an artist, or I would even refer to myself as an artist. I drew like a few things, and
Yeah.
I've drew like tattoos for a few friends, but like nothing crazy. And the one of the owners at the pizzeria, he was like, "Are you an artist?" Because like he had followed me on Instagram like for years, and like he sees like that, like I would post my sketches and things like that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you an artist?" And I was just like, one thing about me, whenever someone asks me something, I always say yes. Like even if it's a lie, like I just
Fair.
like, "Do you know how to do this?" I'd be like, "Yeah." And like they taught us that in acting school. That's something I left out. So after I dropped out of college, I was an actor for a few years. Like I did like theater, I did like a few like movies or whatever. But I did take acting classes, and in the acting classes, they helped us build our resume, and they said, whenever you're asked if you can do something, always say yes because you can always learn. And
Yeah.
when I tell you, that stuck with me to this day.
That's real.
So fast forward, I would see maybe like 3 years later, like in a pizzeria. He's like, "Are you an artist?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Would you want to do a mural for this pizzeria? We want to show our solidarity with Black Lives Matter, like something like something just to show like
Solidarity, protest,
yeah.
Black lives, they indeed
yeah.
matter.
Yeah, because
And our establishment agrees.
exactly.
Yeah, real.
And Staten Island is racist as all whatever. So they was like, "No, like we want to make it known." So I said, "Okay." He said, "Well, when can you be back to do the mural?" I said, "I'll come back tomorrow." He said, "Okay, I'll buy the watercolor paint." From there, I did that, and I was like, painting's kind of cool.
Was that the scaffolding?
No.
That's a different mural?
Yes. The mural that I did in 2020.
Busy, talented, beautiful.
That was actually almost a year later. So that was in 2021. That the mural was in 2020. And after I did the mural, I'm gonna try to speed this up. So after I did the mural, people like saw it. They were like, it was like a Black Lives Matter fist, and it just said "Teach Peace" on the bottom. Cool, simple. I painted it and I went to work. Came back home. I posted a picture the next morning, and I worked overnight. So I got off work at like 5 a.m., took a shower, all this stuff. Posted it, went to sleep, woke back up. People's like texting me, calling me, like, "Yo, I need that fist on a shirt. I need it on a hoodie. Like, I want to wear this to a protest, but da 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 da." And I was like, they was like, "Do you make clothes?" Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what am I going to say? No. Like, these people are willing to pay me. Like, so I was like, yeah, I could do a t-shirt. My mom just so happened to have a heat press, like, in the house. So she, like, taught me all the ins and outs of that and how to work the Cricut and how to do all of this stuff. When I tell you, we was in that house like a sweatshop that whole summer, making t-shirts, all of these things. And that just snowballed itself into me saying, I want to learn how to paint on clothes. But actually, let me learn how to paint on a canvas first, because that would make sense. And then it all just...
When you're experiencing the snowball effect,
Yeah.
and you're like, okay, this art form is leading into another and leading into another, and you're like flushing out the fact that, yeah, you're a multifaceted person. I like all these interests. I want to tackle them the way that I want to as best as I can. How do you stay grounded? How do you let yourself know that, like, you're in student mode while still trying to present something?
I feel like it's something I'm still working toward. However, now I always feel like I'm in student mode, but like when it comes to like the sharing mode, like I'm so like reclusive with it, because it's like everything that I create is super duper personal to me, and it's like, does the world even deserve to see this, to feel me like how I felt when I painted, this? And it's one of those things where I kind of just have to remind myself that how I feel is always in the creation. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with sharing your feelings. And it's nothing wrong with like admitting that you need to learn more.
Yeah.
And embracing being a student. So to ground myself, I feel like I kind of just have those positive self-talk conversations with myself and remind myself that it's okay to share and it's okay to be vulnerable in that way, even if it's not super outright. Like for me, it feels like it's outright, but all art is super interpretive. So that's what I really like about it. Like, even though I was feeling a certain type of way when I created this, someone might look at it and feel something different. It feels good to know that we're all interconnected, even though we experience things differently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, knowing that regardless of you, like, when you're in student mode and you put something out, it's going to evolve in meaning to you personally, but also to everyone else. So it doesn't prevent you from, like, putting things out as they're still new or as you're still trying.
Exactly.
Because they're going to evolve anyways.
Exactly.
Even if you felt like you were a master or whatever. That makes perfect sense to me. This is something new, this podcast. I think that recently I'm allowing myself to move a lot slower with newer things. I similarly hated college, but I stayed because my mama was like, this
Girl.
money that I've been spending, these loans, these Parent Plus loans, you gonna have to do something.
You have to do something.
I'm gonna need that paper. So I stayed. But I was very much like itching to be doing anything else. And as soon as I graduated, I started my job, but I also started my YouTube channel. I started recording music. I started going to open mics. Like, it was like immediate.
That's fine.
Which is weird because I guess I could have been doing that in college, but I was so burnt out that I couldn't. Like, the only thing that I was doing, and I give myself grace knowing that that was still creative too, was just writing lyrics in my notebook or like journaling and stuff. Reading, learning about some of the softwares and stuff that I would want to use, but I didn't have the money to buy it yet. Like, so I was like, when I look back, I'm like, okay, that was still very much creative and an essential step. But it wasn't until I cleared the space of school that I was like, okay, no, I'm going to take my life and run with it.
Yeah.
In a way, because that was the mode that I went into, I felt like everything had to be like this. I felt like, okay, I gotta be an artist now. Like, I gotta go to the studio. I gotta sing. People need to know me. Like, I need to do this today.
Yes.
It's been about 2 years, not a little less. Yeah, it's been about 2 years, which is crazy.
And look at you now.
Yeah, and I finally feel like I don't have to prove to anyone that I'm an artist. So, like, now that I have an idea, we might be doing this podcast in July, but if nobody sees it till September, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, things take time. So, like, that is, like, something I had to do to just say, hey, like, reconstruct that relationship you have with your art. It doesn't have to be in this super productivity-based lens, because that is the thing that burnt you out.
Yeah.
School, academia, corporate
Yeah.
world is all shaped that way.
Yeah.
So why bring that into your art practice?
That burnout is not a joke. And let me tell you something. All my life, ever since I was old enough to work, I've had like 2-3 jobs at once.
I felt.
Like, I was not like messing around. Like, even, and I think that definitely plays a role in why I did drop out of college, because I went to BMCC, and while I was there, I was working at Chipotle. I was working at not Uniqlo, Urban Outfitters, and I was also in the acting and modeling school.
Wow. How? How?
This is why I was crying. I wasn't sleeping.
Real.
But I mean, I was doing my thing. I was stacking up, doing what I had to do. But I was just like, what is this all for?
And it really be like not for you.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's something I'm like, yo, like this life, like, shout out my mom. She's done amazing things.
Mama.
In a way, like, in many ways, the reason why I'm even doing this organization, the Artist IDK, is because I've seen my mom, from an organizational standpoint, create things that had purpose.
Yes.
And I'm like, I need to do that. As her child, though, and I think as children should, you take things with a nuance. You take things further or just differently.
Yeah.
And like where previous generations may prioritize doing this type of work in a more traditional corporate setting.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait,
It's
I
the
can do
same,
this by
but-
myself.
Yes,
And not necessarily by myself.
Yeah. But, I
But
know what
in
you're saying.
community under the rules that like I want to really live by.
Yeah, I definitely resonate with that as well because like my mom is a teacher and my dad, he's a DJ. So it's like
Literally.
like what like
Clearly the influence is there.
Yeah, and then my dad draws, he paints, like he be doing like wood burning, like he's sick. Both my parents are Pisces. So it's
wow.
what was gonna be expected? I definitely resonate with like basically like passing the baton, but me taking it and running the same direction, but I'm going a different route.
You have your own race. You have your own race, but when you zoom out, you realize it's all a part of the same mission, the interconnectedness that you were talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, like it's up to us to give our unique perspective, because if we didn't, then there'd be no progress.
Yeah.
And it's clear as day, you look outside the window, that this world needs progress.
Yeah.
We need new ideas. We need to see things from a different perspective. We need to just try all the solutions at once. So maybe something actually works.
I feel like another thing that keeps me grounded in that way is knowing that everything is happening how it's supposed to and when it's supposed to. I think that that's just been, like, my life is a testament of it.
Yeah.
It really, truly is. I got my first art show in Queens through a girl that I met while I was on set with Spike Lee in 2017.
That's crazy. Wait,
Like,
talk about it.
what?
First of all, she just said she was on set with the Spike Lee. I'm telling you, the credentials are long. Like, this is crazy.
Shout out Juliet. She's a really, really, really talented artist and curator.
That was the most humble name drop, like, ever. That's like saying, yeah, like, I was just in the studio and Beyonce just happened to be. That's the same thing. If you're talking film, and you say Spike Lee, like that's equivalent at least in my mind.
It is.
And I think that's amazing, and it just goes to show that like this whole like jack of all trades thing is not as negative as some people think it is. Because you can quote unquote lock in. I personally don't like that term, but you can. You know, center yourself. No, because I hate anything that makes me feel like I have to grind. Like, what do you mean grind? Yes, constricted, literally. So I'm like, instead of lock in, let's say center on.
Oh,
let's be let's focus. We don't have to lock.
Mm-hmm.
The door can still open. Things can change.
That's that Gemini stuff.
Yeah,
They don't like
maybe.
to be contained.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it's
Lock in.
everything.
Oh, no.
Keep the door cracked, please. But yeah, so it's like I prefer that terminology. But yeah, when you want to like really focus on one part of your craft, one medium, one project, you have that ability.
Yeah.
But it's just like never losing sight that like it's never about the one thing.
It's never about the one thing.
And the one thing is always going to lead you to the next thing.
Yes.
So I think that's an amazing trait to actualize your multifacetedness, because I think in truth, most people are multifaceted in their mind, like what their interests are.
Yeah.
But not many people are able to like be in the
Physically.
studio, be, you know, at the art show, throw the event, teach the class, because they feel like, oh, I have to choose and I have to dominate, because that's what society says.
Yes. Whew, I just got chills. Because that's really so true. And that's how I feel. Well, that's how I felt when I feel like I was first starting out with, I would say, painting. And I remember the first painting I tried to paint, it was actually a painting of hands, and it was awful. So I said, I'm not doing this. I put it down. I put it down, and I didn't pick up the paintbrush again until a year later when I felt more comfortable. And then like I realized like it really is just like practice and patience. That's really all it is. Like obviously I'm not going to, on my first time, like really intentionally paint something like this. You know what I mean? Like it takes time.
Wow.
It takes so much time. And
It's the eyes on the feet for me, really.
yeah, I was gonna put the eyes on the hands, but I said the feet feels a little bit more. I felt the feet more that day.
That's so real.
Yeah.
When I'm like walking barefoot in the grass, I'm always like, what's the one? Is it Horton Hears a Who? Not Horton Hears a Who. What's the one where? Is it Horton Hears a Who?
That's Horton with the speck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Horton Hears a Who. I always am like, all these little insects, microorganisms are like, who is this big-footed being? I'm like, I know they're so mad at me right now.
Yeah.
So that's when I see that, I'm like, be intentional. Like, where you place your feet, like where you go, how you move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was feeling. Walk that walk. And I made this specifically for my solo show. I made this like 3 days before the show.
Really?
Yes.
This is probably one that stood out to me the most. If not, I liked the clothes also just stand out because they're clothes, and it's like, wait, like that's really cool. Like I would wear that jacket. I love the ones that have the hearts or the stars. I love those jackets.
Thank you.
But I think as far as paintings, this probably stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
But they're all amazing.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Well, speaking of your projects and your art, is there anything that you're currently working on that we can look forward to? Is there anything out now that you want to talk about?
Let's talk about Divine Dreams.
Let's talk about Divine Dreams.
That's my jam.
You made the song, you produced it, you made the cover art. You're going to promote yourself and do some creative-ass content.
Yes.
You're going to produce the event to promote yourself.
The music video was done, by the way, so that's coming up.
Because she is a friend to the Artist IDK Speaks, we have an exclusive clip. You can only find it here. How blessed are we?
So blessed.
You can watch it now.
Enjoy.
Anywho.
Shout out Artist IDK.
Thank you so much for being the first and the finest guest for the Artist IDK Speaks. This has been amazing. You don't know what you're doing right now, just your presence and agreeing to be on the pod. It's very reassuring. Our conversations are always inspirational. Yes. This conversation, I hope, can also be inspirational to whoever is watching or listening.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Anything that our guests need to know?
To cry.
Some parting words.
It's okay to cry. You know, it's okay to feel, and I think it's important to transmute feelings in ways that make sense for you. For me, it's through creation. You know how some people are like parents to children? I know that I'm definitely a parent to like everything that I've ever created. And it's just such a deep connection. Creation is the connection.
Real.
I genuinely have never physically felt the love that I feel in real life, that I feel from creating. Hold on to that feeling and recognize it and realize that, you know, connection looks different for everybody. And if connection for you is like going skydiving, go skydiving. If connection for you is swimming in the ocean for 6 hours out of the day, well, I wouldn't recommend that you do that. But if connection for you is going on late night drives or just hanging out at the beach or, spending as much time with your friends as you possibly can, like, do it. Like, do what makes you feel most complete, because I think that a lot of people forget that they have the option to do that. Do what you possibly can to create the life that you feel like you deserve. And I think it's important to have like this inner knowing within yourself of what makes you feel good and what makes you feel whole and what makes you feel most complete. I hope that resonates with you.
That resonates with me.
I hope that.
I think that's so real. I wish I could speak to having practiced that enough. So I hope that you put it out into the ether, and that's something that I can embody, and our viewers and our listeners can embody. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was the perfect. That's all, folks. Take some of Mari's advice. Check out Mari's art. You can find her socials on the screen and in the description box if you're watching on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for watching, for listening, if you're listening only. And bye-bye. See you next time.
Bye. Ouch. Ouch.
You just watched an episode of the Artist IDK Speaks. Thank you. This is a passion project of mine, so I'm super excited that you took the time out of your day to enjoy it. If you'd like to support the Artist IDK, subscribe to our channel, check us out on our socials, and stay tuned for our in-person events. Bye.